If someone was to take a snapshot of your current daily habits, what would your future look like? Are your current habits leading you to the life you truly want, or are they steering you in a direction you may regret later on? Welcome back to Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life. This is a podcast designed to help you break free from the mundane and start thriving in your life. I'm Sand, and today's episode is going to hit deep because we're talking about something that can literally shape the course of your life, and that is your habits. So as always, let's start with a quote from Aristotle, which is, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit." So I'm going to be talking about why your current habits are the best indicators of your future and why it's so hard to see the long-term consequences of today's action. I'll give you information about how you can reprogram your habits to become the person you want to be. And today, hopefully, it will help you gain clarity, motivation, and a practical plan to predict and shape your future through the power of your habits. What habits do you have now which you're thinking to yourself, these are no longer serving me? How many of your current habits are actually just habits which you've had for so long you've never considered changing? Imagine if you were intentional about it and you really wanted to actually change your future. You have to look at what you're doing today. It's hard to think about those long-term consequences because you don't think about your daily actions, because about 45% of what you do on a daily basis is actually habitual. Your brain does actually act without you even thinking about it. So almost half of your life is actually done out of habit. And unless you're intentional, you do not actually know when you're doing things. You just do it out of reflex. So you need to start actually bringing a spotlight and shining it on your habits to see which ones are actually no longer serving you. At the end of the day, your brain is wired for immediate rewards. You've been there. You know where you stay up binge watching your favorite TV shows. You sit there, you eat junk food. Yeah. You do these things that make you feel great in the moment. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. You're sitting there watching, say, like 5 episodes of the latest Netflix series, or you go out and you just eat so much rubbish. And then the following day, you're feeling groggy because you stayed up too late. You're feeling a bit not your normal self because you've just binged on junk food. You're not feeling as healthy, as happy as you normally do. Or you skip your workout because it feels like missing one session won't make a big difference, but you do notice it. Your brain has something called a present bias, which means you favor the immediate gratification over the long-term rewards. And this was actually done as with kids as an experiment, and I believe it's called the marshmallow test, where kids were told that they could either get 1 marshmallow now or 2 marshmallows in 10 minutes. And the kids who actually learned to delay that gratification and get the 2 marshmallows in 10 minutes, they actually did better in life because they learned that the immediate gratification is not as important as what you can get when you get that delayed gratification. That's why it's so tough to think in long term, because you want what's in front of you now. You actually discount future rewards, even when the rewards could be so much greater. You're more likely to reach what feels good now than think about what your current actions are doing to impact your future. It's easy to feel like what you want to do today. It's easy to feel like what you do today is just a blip on the radar. It feels like eating the extra slice of cake, skipping that one workout won't make a big difference. But over time, it's those small decisions that accumulate. They compound. You do it once, you're more likely to do it again. Now, this applies to every single area of your life, your work ethic, your relationship, your finances. The small, insignificant actions that you're taking today will actually snowball into massive results or consequences down the road. Your future is being shaped right now by the habits you're practicing every single day. But the tricky part is that those habits often don't feel that they're impacting your life until one day they actually do. And so if you want to see what your future looks like, if you want to actually see what your life's going to be like in 10 years, think about what you're doing today. Your habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Just like how a little bit of money invested regularly just grows exponentially over time, your habits, both good and bad, compound and create massive change over time. So, as I said, about 40 to 45% of your daily actions are driven by habit, not conscious decision making. So you're living a lot of your life on autopilot. So if you want to know where your life is headed, just take a look at what you're doing on a regular basis. Do you prioritize regular health and fitness, regular workouts, eating well? Do you spend most of your time just scrolling social media instead of investing in your personal development? Are you looking after your finances to actually ensure that you've got financial stability down the line? Your habits, at the end of the day, are a reflection of your priorities. They show what you truly care about, even if you're not consciously aware of it. So, if you go out every Friday, you go out drinking, you eat bad, and you just spend your money frivolously, and by the end of the month, you've got nothing left, you're looking at that compounded over 10 years. So the heavy drinking every Friday and every weekend, plus the spending all your money each month, means you're not going to be in great shape if you don't go to the gym, and you're going to be in trouble with your finances if you're not looking after yourself in that way. If you're serious about predicting and shaping your future, you need to take a hard look at your current habits. So take a second to do this. If you kept living exactly the way you are today, where would you be in 5 years? Think about that answer, and if you don't like it, don't worry. You've got time to change it. You can change your future by changing your habits today. And one of the best ways, and I found the most productive ways to do this, is to reverse engineer it. How do you take the person you want to become and work backwards? So first thing, you don't achieve your goals by setting them. You achieve them by becoming the person who can reach those goals. Your habits are that bridge between who you are today and who you want to be. So think about it like this. If your goal is to run a marathon, you don't just wake up one day and run 26 miles. You become a runner by adopting the habits of a runner, by adopting the habits of a marathon runner who can run that 26 miles, lacing up your shoes every day, tracking your progress, showing up consistently, even on those tough days where you don't want to. So picture yourself right now. Who do you want to be in 5 or 10 years? What does that person's daily routine look like? So what habits does your future self have? So try this. Just take a minute and write this down, or sit down and just close your eyes and think. Visualize your ideal future self. Get specific. What do you look like? What's your health like? What's your surroundings look like? What's your lifestyle look like? Okay, so once you've done that, then think about what habits does this person have? Do they wake up early? Do they eat healthy? Do they work out daily? Do they read daily? Do they spend quality time with a family? What do they do? And then the third step is start building those habits today. You know what habits that future version of you has. So those are the habits you need to have today. Yeah. Maybe if the future version of you exercises 30 minutes a day, why don't you start with 5 minutes today and build up slowly? If you want to become that person, you need to start acting like them today. You need to start getting your habits on that track to be that person. It's about making your decisions in alignment with the person who you want to become. It's not about, oh yeah, this is what they do, I'll get there. No, you need to start taking action. You need to change that mindset of, as I said in the last episode, it's not one day. It's got to be day one. If you want that life, And those are the habits that will get you to that life. You need to make sure that today is day one and you're getting started. So if you want to start shifting your habits, then I find it very important to start with a keystone habit. And a keystone habit is one that creates a ripple effect and it positively impacts other areas of your life. So a good example is regular exercise, and it is a keystone habit because it often leads to you eating better, and it often then leads to improved energy levels and increased productivity and more self-confidence. So you find yourself a keystone habit that you can start today and watch how it actually impacts all the other parts of your life. The next thing you can do is make your new habits incredibly easy. One of the biggest reasons that you fail to form new habits is because you make them too hard. You make it a challenge. Don't try to change your entire life overnight. Make your habits so small and easy that it's impossible to fail. You want to start reading more? Just read a page a day. Want to exercise 5 minutes a day? Just become the person who has the consistency first. You need to just build up the consistency, that discipline to turn up, day in, day out. Then once you've got that consistency, then build the intensity that you want. And the final thing, for me, this was the biggest and most helpful thing. Track your progress. When you start tracking your progress and you see it, whether it's through an app, a journal, or my personal favorite, just a piece of paper on the wall with a calendar, just with a tick, it creates a sense of momentum for you. It actually shows you that, yeah, I'm doing this. And when you track your progress, you're significantly more likely to stick with your habits. And you don't need to be perfect. The only thing you need to be is consistent. So if you continued your current habits for the next year or 5 years, where would you be? And now think, okay, is that where you want to be? Remember, your habits are not just about today. They're about tomorrow, next month, the next 10 years. Your future, the future you want, is being created by the actions you take now. So one small habit at a time. So my challenge for you is simple. Take one step today. Choose one small habit that aligns with the person you want to become and start now. Don't wait for the future to happen. Create it. Thank you for joining me on Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life. If you found this podcast episode valuable and you know someone who actually needs to start changing their habits or wants to start changing their habits, please share it with someone and please subscribe as well. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a review as it really helps my podcast grow. And you can also follow me on Instagram at just.live.coaching for more mindset tips and tricks. So take care of yourself and remember, you have the power to master your mindset. And when you do, you'll master your life. Thank you and see you next time.